Do you love aggressive openings? And when you face a boring move, you forget how to play chess? Stay cool, I have the perfect opening for you. Why? The Dutch defense is very easy, aggressive, and quite rare, meaning your opponent has no idea how to play against it. They probably play these three moves in any random order, and your first few moves are always the same. You develop your knight. They do something. You push g6, to make room for the bishop. They make some other move. Then, you position your bishop. From here on your game plan is pretty simple. You castle and prepare your main attack, the most important part of this opening. To show you how to execute this attack, I have an example game that was played by two players below 2000 elo. In this position, white decides to attack the knight. Black got lucky. Go here. 99% of your low elo opponents see this, and take the knight. You recapture, and the knight is attacked. They go here. And you can simply take this pawn. Now you're up a pawn. If they take your pawn, you take the next pawn. That's a nice little trick. But this didn't actually happen in the game, I just wanted to show you this trap. Instead, white develops the bishop like this. Now remember, after finishing your setup you want a castle. White pushes this pawn, making room for the bishop. And you start preparing your main attack. This pawn will support the attack. White develops a bishop, and black pushes this pawn. This is actually a defensive move. I also talk about this in Chess Page University, we call it neutralizing. By moving the pawn here, these two squares are attacked. The knight can't go there and is kind of useless for now. White castles. And black moves the queen here. This looks odd but it's a totally viable move. The queen now supports your attack. White also moves a rook on this file. And black positions the knight so that it's supporting the push. And the preparation is completed. You can launch your attack. White has to make a decision. He can try to counter-push. In that case, take the pawn. Now the most played move with 93% is literal blunder. Taking with the knight. You can take back, and at the same time you're opening this attack. So if they want to recapture your knight, you take the bishop. There are a few different lines here but you always win a whole piece. But this guy didn't try to counter the push, he played queen c2 instead. So now you actually have to use your brain to win. Launch your attack. Finally. Now almost everybody takes your pawn. And you take back. They have to move the bishop, and look at this. What do we have here? A fork. And just to be clear, the entire position is strong. The pawn structure is absolutely freakishly amazing and the bishop will soon be completely overpowered. And if you have a strong position like that, you will also very likely find a good tactic in the chaos of your dominance. The black player didn't just get lucky that white blundered. He had a super strong position and basically forced white to blunder at some point. Since white can't save both pieces at the same time, he decides to at least take a pawn. Black recaptures, white recaptures, black recaptures. Now white goes here. Bringing the knight in a more aggressive position, and at the same time double attacking this pawn. Black defends the pawn. And the bishop immediately jumps here. Oh no! The rook and the knight are under attack at the same time. But it's not that much of a problem. The rook can escape and defend the knight at the same time. White takes it anyway, and black recaptures. But now this pawn is under double attack and only defended one time. White takes it. The queen is defending this pawn right now. So black removes it by trading queens, and then takes the pawn. And in case you haven't noticed, this bishop is a menace now. Black is attacking the knight and this pawn. White decides to defend the knight, and the menacing bishop can take the pawn. Seriously, if you play the Dutch defense you will see how strong this bishop is. The rook escapes to the d-file, threatening to go here. But black develops this bishop, now the square is covered by the rook. Also, if the bishop takes, and then the pawn takes, and then the rook takes, black wins a pawn. To avoid that, the knight jumps here. Forking three pieces. Black moves the rook over here, which is a pretty good spot for a rook generally speaking. And white trades the knight for the bishop. Now white also positions the rook in this annoying spot, and this pawn has to move out of danger. White is doubling the rooks. Oh no! Will this become a strong attack? No. The rook goes here, pinning the other rook to the king, and white trades. The king starts moving, and this is actually good. If there aren't many pieces left, start moving your king towards the center of the board. Black moves the rook here, double attacking the pawn. White defends it by pushing it. But now black can capture the pawn. White recaptures and black gets another pawn. So that's that. White applies some pressure to this pawn and black defends it. And here white makes another crucial mistake. White captures this pawn. And black can go here. The bishop is defended by the rook, and is attacking the king and the rook at the same time. The king has to move, and the rook is gone. This is what happens when you don't join ChessPage University. You f***ing die. And now follows a checkmate that even a 100 rated player could pre-move. If you're going to play the Dutch defense forever, you should probably learn a few more sidelines at some point. But for the next 100 games simply play this basic setup and focus on reducing your blunders. If you're better at tactics, you will win. Now I'll end the video quickly because if we get over 8 minutes YouTube will show more ads. By the way, thanks to every ChessPage University member. You are the reason I can make these videos.